Next up is Exo Labs. Exo Labs. Yeah, thanks. And then we'll go as planned, Node Foundation, Whitebird. Sorry for the bit mix-up, but yeah, thanks.
Cool. What's up? Yeah, so it's going to be without a deck, unless I guess person at the back, if you have the Exodia deck, then happy to have it up. Otherwise, I'll just speak. Yeah, my name is Eliezer. I'm from London originally. Been in the crypto and I guess NFT space for the last 4 or 5 years. Just a bit about my own background. In 2018, we launched Crypto Fighters, one of the first NFTs to come out of Israel. And then, I see we've got, okay, ERC721R up on screen. And then, yeah, more recently, we've helped a lot of companies, I guess, in Israel launch their own NFT projects over the last year. We also run Exodia, which is an NFT analytics platform. But the thing that I'm going to speak about today is ERC721R. This is, I guess, a new format of ERC721 token that we launched a few weeks ago. It got quite a lot of attention. And yeah, just give a bit of a background about it. For those that don't know, NFTs, the standard for NFTs is called ERC721. That's sort of like what an Ethereum NFT is. You sort of have the regular ERC20 tokens, which are just I don't know, any regular tokens you're used to. Sort of like Brave or Get Bet token is sort of an example. And then you have NFTs, which are ERC721. And then I guess you have this semi-fungible token standard called ERC1155. One of the big problems that sort of we've come across in the NFT space is a lot of projects, they sort of see their NFT launch as sort of a Kickstarter for something that they're going to work on for the next few years. What ERC721R brings to to NFTs is the option of refunds, something we're very used to in sort of the regular world of commerce. If you buy something on Amazon, if you use a service online, you get to try the product. If you're in a restaurant, you don't like the meal, you could probably give it back and they'll give you your money back. With NFTs, I guess you have this concept of a rug pull where people will raise money for a project, and within a week that they'll raise $5 million for the project. The community is expecting they're actually going to do something with the money. They're actually going to continue building for the next few years. And within a week, the founders have disappeared and moved on, basically. And the community is disappointed. The founders aren't docs, so it's difficult to go after them. And yeah, something that we've seen a huge need for in the NFT space as a whole is more accountability for founders, basically. So what ERC721R does is basically allows you to go and mint an NFT, and basically you have a certain time period to go and get a refund afterwards, basically. The basic concept is for founders launching their own NFT projects, to drive trust and accountability with their users. If you are selling a regular product, you'd probably want people to, if they don't like the process, they don't like the product, they'd want to get their money back. The same thing with smart contracts. You can do that even more so. You can lock the money in the smart contract for a certain period of time, and only after that period of time do you actually go and release the funds to the creators, basically. So yeah, I guess a bit about the standard as a whole. ERC721, I guess it's an extension of ERC721, similar to Azuki, that tacked on the letter A to the end of their contract, if people are familiar with it, ERC721A. That was for greater gas efficiency. ERC721R is, I guess, the R stands for refunds. And the goal is really accountability in the space. That basically, if a team goes and raises $5 million, we don't give the money to the team immediately, but we give it to them after either let's say in the case of Crypto Fighters, we had a 45-day refund period where people could get 100% of their money back within that 45 days. They get to see the art, they get to see how the community is developing, what's been done in that time. Or you could also have vesting contracts as well, where a team by the name of Podium, for example, they did a similar ERC721R concept, where basically the first 2 weeks after the mint, after you've bought the NFT, you can go and get a full refund, and then after that it releases at 20% every 2 weeks. And the big advantage of this mechanism is a ton of buyer protection. They get to see what they're buying into. They get to see an art reveal. If anyone's familiar with the Pixelmon project, that was a project that raised $70 million. They revealed the art 2-3 weeks later, and it was $5 Fiverr type art. In a case like that, like any regular business would be like, okay, we didn't give you what we promised you. Everyone would go get a refund. That's sort of the basic concept and what we're trying to protect against with ERC 721R. Yeah, uh, sorry, I didn't actually put this deck together myself. In short, yeah, I guess how do refunds prevent scams? Just you get to see how the project is moving along, and then you can decide if you want to stay with the community or not. There are also a ton of additional benefits to sort of this whole refund mechanism, besides sort of obviously protecting users. Um, one of the big benefits, if sort of people are familiar with how NFT mints work, a collection might go and mint, let's say, 8,000 NFTs in their collection. The price might be zero point 0.1 Ethereum each. So they go there. If they sell out, they sell for 800 Ethereum. What happens on a lot of, let's say, the semi-popular mints, they will sort of just about sell out, but then a lot of people will start to dump on the market. They don't really want to be on the collection. So they'll start dumping their NFTs on OpenSea and other places, basically. And this sort of massively crashes the price, basically, of the collection. What's sort of called the floor price in NFTs drops massively. So one sort of additional hidden benefit of the refund mechanism is there's no longer a reason to sort of dump on the market below mint price. You would be able to sort of just, you don't want to be a part of a project. Instead of dumping it at half the price, sort of just return it to the founders. And this sort of, I guess, in some ways it's bad for the founders because now they're giving money back, but it's also very healthy for the project because if you are the creator of a project and suddenly the floor price is half the mint price, it's like a very difficult position to be in and to get out of. So besides sort of I guess protecting your users, you also sort of have the benefit of the people that do want to sort of flip and dump quickly and sort of don't believe in the long-term vision of the project. They are able to return their NFTs and sort of the floor price basically gets protected and it doesn't start crashing. There are a handful of projects that have been using refundable mints. One of them is Exodia.io, which is a platform we launched a few months ago. For that, we sold 500 NFTs that gave you lifetime access to Exodia Analytics. The NFT sold out over a period of a few months, 2 months or so. We had probably less than 5% of people refund in the end. So sort of looking at real numbers for a lot of these projects, there's sort of a huge fear that, wow, tons of people are going to refund. But if you're doing the right things and sort of the project is moving along as expected, the numbers are often not that bad in practice in the event that you sell out. Exodia sort of, if anyone's interested in sort of understanding more data about the NFT market, you can take a look at sort of what we're doing. At the moment, we don't sell the NFT anymore. It's just on secondary markets. But for when we originally did that mint, we had a 14-day refund. Another project that did ERC 721, or I guess before it was called ERC 721, was Curious Addies. They basically gave a 100-day refund period. I think only around 10% of the collection ended up refunding. And then more recently, we sort of relaunched our project Crypto Fighters from 2018. We relaunched it as Crypto Fighters Alliance. And for that, we had a 45-day refund period. This is sort of, I guess, ERC 721 as a whole. I think I've covered a lot of the main points. The overall idea is drive more accountability to NFTs, stop rug pulls, force founders, I guess, to sort of continue working on what they're doing, and if they're not, sort of then get the community to refund on it. That's the concept as a whole. If anyone has sort of questions about it, we'd love to answer. Cool, yeah, I'd be happy to. Sorry. Is it clearer now? Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, so it's a completely regular ERC 721 the interface that it implements. It's sort of like how projects add whitelisting to their smart contract, similar with refunds. It's it adjusts the minting mechanism, but it's like 100% ERC 721R. And it also works with other optimizations like ERC 721A the examples we have online on sort of the public GitHub, they work off of the ERC721A standard. So in terms of that, yeah, it can be added to sort of any type of NFT project. It could also be added to ERC1155 tokens, which is actually what we did for Exodia. So we don't. Like, what do you mean in terms of? It doesn't deal with fractionalization. But what's the question? I mean, in order to do the refund, you'd have to be holding it in your own wallet. If you put it into a pool or so, like it's owned by 10 different people and it's been fractionalized, then I guess you wouldn't be able to refund it. But the idea is if you're holding a single NFT in your wallet, you bought it for 0.1 today, a week later you're like, oh, this project is terrible, I hate the art, I hate the community, or it's just not going how I expected. You would basically take your NFT, you'd return it to the smart contract, and you would get your funds back out of it, basically. And you'd get refunded the ETH that you sort of paid for the mint. Yeah, but I mean, the basic concept, it really could be applied like anywhere. Like we did it on Ethereum. It will work for any EVM base. Like the exact code is like written in Solidity, so it'd work fine on Polygon or sort of anywhere else, basically, or Binance Smart Chain. But the concept as a whole is sort of somewhat simple. I'm sure you could like make the same thing work on Solana or any other chain. In practice, how it works is it just sort of escrows those funds. So usually the creator can withdraw those funds immediately. With refunds, basically, the creators stop from withdrawing the funds for a certain period of time, and then after that period, they can pull the money out, basically.